Hey everybody, long time no see. Anyway, I been working on this Mustang. I got the horizontal stab on here and the hinge covers on here. I've been really thinking about this a lot as far as structural integrity. Invert mast. I don't know if you're watching these videos or not, but anyway, I'm taking your advice on the pin hinges going straight into the foam. It's kind of driving me nuts too. I could see where it would be used a lot, and in this area right here, let me get a hinge here. I could see where it would go in here and then it would be wiggling around a lot and work its way loose and come out. But what we got here, the plans show for a pin hinge going into an aluminum rod, and that's how I was going to do it. But they're this size. They're pretty small. I'd say that's an inch long. I hope you guys can see this. It's an inch long, and they're supposed to be in 532 tubing, and they go right here. Well, I'm going to kind of redesign it and beef it up just a little bit. As far as the elevator goes, it's really not an option to cut this all out and put a piece of balsa wood in there. It's going to add a lot of weight. I'm not going to be able to line it up right. I'm just not going to do it. So what I have planned to do, or what I'm going to change the design here, let me grab this other. The two outboard ones, or the inboard one and the outboard one, what I'm going to do, this is normal size that they've designed to put in this plane. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the bigger ones. So instead of that small one, you're going to have a little bit bigger one right here going into the foam. And also the tubing is 732 instead of 532. And so that'll go on the outboard, or the inboard hinge and the outboard hinge. And then I didn't like this because these are going to be sticking out, you know, probably I don't know, 3/8 of an inch or so from the foam. So what I did was I cut two 16th inch pieces of plywood, one for each side, and this one here goes in here just like so, and that'll go in there, and then this one here for this side, and it's a nice good snug tight fit. Then I'll re-drill my holes in here. Unfortunately, there's not really much I can do about this. I probably could, but I don't know. I might change it, I'm not sure. I'm just worried about this outside thing here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, that's what the update is. I'm going to glue these in with 5-minute epoxy and then re-drill them, and I'm going to have a lot stronger contact point. Now, on the elevators, another reason I didn't replace that with balsa wood is because when most of the guys, I'm sure that when they lost their planes or this all became loose, in the directions on the Byron P51, it says you don't have to glass these. You're supposed to just cover them with Econocoat. Now, yeah, that would cause a real weak point right here. I'm going to glass these things with Z-epoxy and 2 ounce cloth. And I'm going to put 2 layers of 2 ounce in each one of these. And so I'm going to have a good strong contact, a good strong base, almost like a hard point from the fiberglass right here. And so I'm not too worried about that. What I'm really worried about that is because it stick out quite a bit. And so I think this is going to work out really well. I'll keep you posted. All right, I have some of this stuff right here. This is Fast and Final lightweight spackling. And That says it weighs 16 ounces for this whole thing. I don't think it does. It's like, it's almost like real fluffy frosting for a birthday cake or something. But here's the normal consistency of it. And it's a bit thick. It's a bit thick, and it doesn't really like to, see, it kind of cakes. And it works really well. It's real lightweight that way. But I have a hard time getting it to stick to the foam. So, thanks to Tom, which is AKA Invert Master. Anyway, he told me to add some water to it. Now, I've heard of adding Durham's rock hard water putty and water, but not just water. And I thought you'd have to put like rubbing alcohol in it, or some kind of an alcohol in it instead of water, but this water works out well. Now look at the consistency of that. See that? And it's super sticky, and it's awesome. So anyway, I got the bottom of the vertical stabilizer or horizontal stabilizer, and I wanted to goop it all over that thing there. It's only on there, it looks like a lot, but it's only on there about 1/16 of an inch. Basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to get that area right there. See, the problem is this beer can cooler foam, or whatever you want to call it, EPP foam, or EPS foam, excuse me. If I take and use Bondo or anything on it, here's what I get. This was, let's see if that's in frame. This was flat. This was a scrap piece, and I put some on there, and it just, I don't know if you can really see it in the light, but it bubbled it. It made a depression right in here. It just started melting the foam, because obviously the stuff is not foam safe. But if I peel this off, you can see how it's got a depression. So I can't put the filler over the top of this foam at all. I have to put something on there as a barrier. So what I got to do now is I've got to take and put this spackling on there and get it as close as I can. Get it as close to scale as I can. Then I'm going to glass it up to this edge. Right there. I'll sand it and then glass it up to that edge, and then sand my glass off nice and smooth. Now on the full scale plane, this actually goes up here, the skin goes up here and then comes up and joins with this. And so then I'll deal with that later, but right now I just want to get it in the, get it close, get the shape close. And then after I glass it, then I can put all the Bondo on it I want. And I won't have to worry about it, because they'll create a barrier between the foam and the polyester Bondo stuff. This is made of polyester. But I've got this new stuff, and it is called, it's made by Performance Products, and it was only 19 bucks. And this is it right here. Let me see. This is it. It's made by Performance Products, and it is a pourable putty, and it spreads real easy, and it doesn't sag. But I really like this stuff, and I like the price. It was only like 19 bucks, and I'll be able to do this whole plane plus all kinds of other products. The only thing I like about it is getting it out of this bag. It's kind of cumbersome. You got your lid up here and stuff, or your lid up there, screw on lid. So anyway, that's what I'm using, and it is green, and because it comes with a blue putty catalyst, and this is what it kind of looks like.
right here. You can see where I've spot puttied it in some of the deeper depressions and stuff like that. Really love the way these pockets turned out. What I did was I took them 3/4 end caps that are made from plastic. I put them in there, bondoed over the outside of them, and then I drilled a little bigger than a 1/2 inch hole through them. That's kind of how it looks right now. Retracts, they fit really nice. Get focused in on here, show you. I've got a real surprise on these retracts. I can't tell you right now, but something really cool is going to happen on the retracts, but they fit really nice. That's there's a spring in there that's catching on the edge there. They don't have air hooked up, but everything's looking good. One thing I don't really like is this point right here. Like I said, I should have put them blocks down a little farther. I'm going to have to sand that thing off, either that or just have it exposed, but it's going to look ugly. I'm pretty ticked off about that. And since the block is not only glued to this rib, it's also got some bolts running down through here, hooking it on. So there's not anything I can do on it unless I got in there with maybe a multi-tool and shaved off a bunch of it like that and dropped them down, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just a little disappointed in that design, but that's not the first part of the design I was disappointed in. There's been a lot of different stuff, but it's coming together. Yes, that Bondo and everything else that I'm saying is making me sneeze. Excuse me.